So why databases? Why are we here? Why are we learning about databases? To explain that, I like to talk about the story of American Airlines. And you might notice that the example that I use for the running case in this course is a small aircraft charter. And the reason I chose that example was because of the complexity of a small aviation company, right? I don't know much about aviation, other than the fact that I've flown on an airplane as a passenger, periodically. But when I was looking for an example for the running case, I was trying to find an example of a business that most of us probably don't know the ins and outs of, right? That maybe we're not as familiar with. And something that we could unpack some of that complexity as we design a database. And airlines seem to make a lot of sense, although an airline is really complex. So I scaled it down to a charter operation. And that's an example that came from an earlier edition of this textbook that I had never really used this example before, but I thought, you know what, this is actually a pretty good example. So that's really where I pulled those from. But it made me think about American Airlines and databases. And really, to me, databases are the bedrock of information systems. We're all here studying and learning about information systems, maybe working in information systems. I have a career in the information systems industry, and it exists to me because of the recognition from somebody at American Airlines a long time ago in the 1950s that they could not run their business on paper and telephones. So in the 1950s and earlier, when American Airlines started, they were running their business, without digital technology. It didn't exist yet, right? And the idea of using digital technology, of using computers, was really foreign. It was a long way off for most businesses. They weren't even really thinking about it. The way they operated was on paper and filing cabinets and things like that. So, and as I said, airlines are pretty complex, right? And they were hitting a wall, American. They couldn't grow any bigger than they were in the 1950s because there was this artificial barrier that they couldn't pass because of the complexity of the business when you're trying to run it on paper. And one day the American Airlines CEO is sitting on an airplane in first class, and next to him is an executive at IBM, and they were discussing this problem, and the executive at IBM says, I bet you could use computers to help run your airline, and it would make it more efficient, and etc. So he took it to heart, and they did it. And that was one of the first information systems for a business. And really, most experts would tell you that the reason that American Airlines has become a huge airline, and all of the airlines, is because of that information systems. In fact, the information system that American Airlines built to run their airline starting in the 1950s, which they've developed over time, so it's been a long time that system's been around. It's called SABRE, S-A-B-R-E. You can look it up. It was so successful in helping them build that airline, they actually spun it off as a separate company, and it became almost as valuable as American Airlines themselves. And that system ran many other airlines, United, Continental, Delta, etc., right? A lot of the other airlines in the world were using that same system, right? They all used it to grow. And every other industry took note and said, wow, if we use computers, if we use digital systems, we can build our businesses. And the bedrock of those systems is the data, right? So you have to have a way to work with that data, to track the data, to store the data, right? And that's what we learn about in this class. And again, that's the bedrock of information systems.